Well, today, out by the dumpster, we found some paint. We got some good primer white exterior, not like the boat super marine grade paint, but it's good enough for the skiff, and it's going to be awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. We're on Vessel Hope here in Hawaii, and here's Gary cutting some cardboard boxes, which I will use as a template for some other things I'm doing. But I'm going to give you a little update here. Obviously, you can see the skiff is here, and I had it in the water on this side on 31, and they would have charged me $505, or they would have charged me for this slip. But the harbor inspector came by, and I was in the process of pumping it up, and I assured her it would be out of here. So it's out of here. We're going to actually put it up on here, but there's a hinge that's broken. I'm going to walk around here because I can show you that this hinge is broken. You see right here, the hinge right here. No, this side, sorry. Yeah, these hinges are $50 a piece. And now let's go up here. I've got 3 halyards coming down here, kind of old, but the forestay, this rigging, this cable that goes from this front piece of metal, that piece of metal I replaced. It was $1,000 for that little piece of metal, and that goes up 46 feet up to the top. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this thing first. This is the thing I need to talk to you about. I got this at the flea market for $10. It's for a 65-foot boat, not a 35-foot or 40 or anything like that. So bigger than I need. And it's not going to go on here, but I'm just using it as an example because I've got another one. This was really hard. I had to grind it down and put it through a 46-foot tube. This aluminum tube. There's a joint. I'll put my toe where the joints are. There's a joint there. Okay. There's a joint here. Every 6 feet, I think, there's a joint. And so it goes all the way down. The harbor police officials were coming through here doing an inspection. I can't work on the dock. I can't have this on the dock. But since I was here working on it, they, I don't know if they wrote me up or not. It's a $1,000 fine if they do. And I don't want to get a $1,000 fine. I actually did receive a $1,000 fine once for working on the dock and having the boat in disarray. And they forgave me for that. They ended up not charging me. So this right here isn't working, and I'm working on fixing it. So here's the light. Yeah. Trying to think. So yeah, I don't know where the loose connection wire is, but I'm working on that right now. That's not a big deal. This is a big deal. So for example, I got the cable in, which took several weeks. I mean, it's been a problem for me for a while here. I didn't know how I would get it in there, but the Lord helped me. Almost minutes before I gave up, then God helped me get it in. If this is on the dock and I were to go back to California, check on my mom or family or whatever, this little tube here and the cable and stuff is $4,500 over here at this marine store. Then there's a charge for installing it. Yeah, the sail goes in this little groove and it runs up there. And so I would lose this. Then the boat would be non-operable because it's a cable that goes from here to there. So can you imagine the stress I'm going through? The responsibility of making sure this is off the dock and up there. I've got an injured arm. How am I going to get up there? I don't have anyone in mind right now, but I do have a friend. I'm not going to mention his name, and he's done it before, so I'm praying that he would be able to go up. However, I have to go through a training process on how to connect the cable, which I'm working on doing. It's a compression fitting. It will go right on the end of this. So I have to go down to talk with a man downtown who knows how to do that, and he will teach me how to do it. Then I've got to teach the other guy, or I have to figure out how to get up there myself, but I can't because my arm is injured. Okay, where do we go from here? I'm going to get back in the vessel Hope so I can show you. Well, you've seen this a little bit ago, but I'm going to do some voiceover and just explain. We're cutting cardboard into sheets that we can then cut into the exact template, the exact shape of a bulkhead that would go inside the boat. This is something that the cables would connect to underneath and inside, underneath the fiberglass deck, and then inside. Typically they use a marine grade plywood. Fiberglass is also common, but I'm using some plexiglass that I found near the dumpster that's going to be stronger than all of that. It's a bulletproof. I think it's 1.5 inch plexiglass, or maybe it's 1 inch. It's pretty thick. I'll have to check. So this is the hinges that are, one of them's barely attached and the other's broken, so I need to replace those. And I need to make sure that seals, so I have to grind down some bolts that are exposed. These are 3 halyard lines that are just there to hold up the mast. This is called the forestay, the rigging for the front furler. It's a furler jib sail that unwinds. For people that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm trying to explain it in layman's language. Basically, the sail curls up and rolls up, and that's a $4,500 part, which you're going to see here. I'm going to bring the camera out to the front and show you. Boat parts are just extremely expensive. There's Harkin is one brand that I was looking at, $4,500 or more. That doesn't include installing it. So you could easily put $5, $6, $7, $8 grand just in the front. I bought this turnbuckle down at this part that you're looking at down at the flea market for $10. It goes on a 65 foot, which is bigger than ours. But I'm not going to use it on the cable right there. I'm just showing. Actually, you can see in the video there, the harbor inspector was doing her rounds, and it just happened to be in the middle of working on that. And so I was, for you guys to see, a turnbuckle goes down there. I've got a new one that clamps on, which is for that size of boat. But I may use that part of that turnbuckle for one of the connections, the riggings that goes into the head or the bathroom. So I'm just doing a little bit of voiceover here. Take a look here. The front, not really a bowsprit, but the front railing there in the front of the boat is flimsy and loose and has lots of cracks and falling apart. But that's more cosmetics. That's not really that important. Yeah, just that there, that's the light, the green and red light that you need to have on the bow of the boat to be able to, if you're another vessel, it helps you know which direction they're coming and which angle and stuff like that. It's not working. I got to figure out where the loose connection is. Maybe it's a light bulb, I don't know, but I need to fix that. All right, I think I'll just let this play a little bit more, see if there's anything else here. The skiff, yeah, I had it in the water, but we had some storms and it was deflating a bit. And those skiffs, those small little boats, dinghies or landing crafts, they're made out of a cloth that's coated or painted or sprayed with some sort of sealer. And I talked with an expert guy that used to work for the company and repair them and maintain them. He said just use a good quality paint and just keep painting them. But also, my neighbor boat, he fills them with foam, so he doesn't have to fill with air. But then you can't deflate it and put it on the deck of your boat as easy. I think putting green slime is really great. Just putting some, it's for inner tubes and tires. So I think I'll do some more voiceover here, but let's see. Yeah, I'll wait till the end. We're pretty close to the end here. And then we'll, at least you'll know. So you've watched this twice, once with voiceover, once with me talking in real time. And here's the connector again.
you go. But this part, I can't leave this on the dock. That's what I wanted to say, most important. I can't leave it on the dock. I'd get in trouble. Could get a really hefty fine. I'd lose it, and I have to buy the part. And so I really can't leave the island until that's replaced. Okay, so here again, same thing.
So right here on the port side, this chain plate broke off. This is a little metal thing that comes up and it hooks to the cable, which is attached there. Let me get up here and show you. Okay, so see this right here? That broke off. And I need to inspect all of these, because if they break off, what happens is all the others, like my arm, tore a ligament off the bone, then the other muscles have to compensate. And then if one of those breaks, then it gets more and more difficult, and eventually they all break. And that's a real problem. So I have to inspect each one of these where they connect. But the first thing is to get this hooked back up. Now, this is a very complicated chain plate. I'm going to look down in the head of the bathroom and show you. Let's go down there. Okay, so I'm down underneath, and you can see how this has been laminated into the cement, or into the fiberglass. So you got this stainless steel thing that comes up, hooks into this, and this is right above here where it goes out. And so I'm going to create a bulkhead, basically. It's a piece of plexiglass that I found over there, and I'm going to bolt it into this whole thing to make it much stronger. And then I'm going to I paid $100 for a piece of chain plate stainless strap that I'm going to go up. I'm going to have to cut this metal out. It's quite a big deal, but I have to get that up there before I leave Hawaii, and that's really, really important to do. Okay, turn off the light. Let's go out here.
All right, let's go over this again. So this is in the bathroom. We call it the head. And you can see the fiberglass and the stainless come together there, and it's kind of buried into the fiberglass and the resin, I should say. And it creates an open cupboard. I don't know why they wouldn't have just built in a wall or a bulkhead there and just tied into it with a nice stainless strap. It would have been easier to inspect. But anyway, that's the design that they did. And so when that little tab breaks off, you can cut the fiberglass away and then re-weld it on. But I don't have a stainless welder, and so I'm going to just use bolts and attach strap to that. But I'm going to go all the way down and add in a bulkhead. I'm going to add in a wall, and I'm going to make it out of a thick bulletproof plexiglass. Yeah,
the room in front of the boat, and the hatch blows around, it gets moved, it leaks, and that's why I need to fix the hinge, get that hinge on it. Now I put up this cool curtain, which people love because it gives a little changing area. There, you see how this goes over like this. And over here, built a bookshelf. I'm going to put in a hinge here and have a board that flaps back under and then comes out and creates a table at this space. It'll be secured with some lines up here and up here, and that'll be a place for your suitcase or backpack, or when I'm working, tools. This is actually a bed, but I can't use it because I always have my tools up here as I'm working. So the other thing I've got to do is, this charger is right here, and I've got a couple, you can see them over here, cable clamps. I have to charge that. I have to hook in jumper cables and go up here to this battery. I've got a bunch of batteries. These are Marine Deep Cycle, and they run different areas with different inverters and systems, whether it's 12 volt or more. And one is over here. So that way, if it's not like the whole house battery dies and you're out of power. You still have radio. If I'm using the sound system, which is hooked to this amplifier here, and I'm out at sea and I'm playing music or whatever, or music programs, it's not going to completely disable the boat, with starting and stuff like that, because that runs on a separate battery system, which is under here. I got twin high amp starting batteries there. Anyway, There are other little things that I'm working on that I can't think of right now, but those are the major things. Let me think. Back, I got to change the oil on the engine. And yeah, so I'm just going to make a short video for my mom, for people who are wondering what's going on, so you know what I need to do.
Okay, so watching this again, here's the charger. It's automatic, and as long as it's clamped to the battery, it charges it. But I don't have wires or any connection going to all the batteries, so I need it to charge all the batteries. I need the batteries to be interconnected, so when the charger is running, unless I buy additional chargers, then I could have a different charger on each battery, which may be a better idea. That may be the better option. That way we have multiple chargers, so I might just do that. But anyway, otherwise it's just very, not too safe. You got jumper cables going across the bed, and you have to do that each time and wait, and then it lasts. You can flush the toilet a few times, and it runs the lights in the bathroom and the front of the boat. So I'm sorry, guys, for those of you who don't understand boat terminology and lingo. It's hard to not talk properly if you're used to boats. So rope is called line. There's no rope on a boat, it's always line. But so when I talk about halyards, that's actually a rope. I was mentioning that earlier. The front, I have 3 halyards. I should have said, or could have said, I have 3 ropes that hold up, the big pole mast that goes up that holds the sail. So I got this curtain, and I'm going into the front of the boat here. I'm going to start this over.
Homegrown lettuce. We have a little garden right here on the boat, right outside. Some of the food that we have. As you can see, I like to spread flowers and stuff around, and my friend Stevie brings them to me. Put this knife, maybe put this knife away, but I'll put it there. Okay, I'll put it. I like things to be artistic and in the right place. I got this silver thing. I drilled a hole in the bottom, and this handle keeps this in place. This is attached, and that's where our silverware goes. And it's supposed to be the other way around. It's not supposed to be that way. So I have another place for silverware here, extra silverware, but people can't find that. So that rice cooker, crock pot, make a lot of beans and things in that. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.
So I'm gonna just do a little bit of voiceover here, and this man said someone drugged him, but really sad situation for him. We helped him out. Yeah, I'm so grateful for Gary. God brought him into our life. He's been a great blessing. And this is Esther and Peter there in the background, the music group that I play piano with. Hey, Sweetie Pie, Pumpkin, and this was a Chinese group we took out, and Forrest, he's been staying on the boat some, and the Japanese people, and Romanian community, and our deaf community, lady from China, actually Sweden, but born in China, doing tours, reading, studies, and Adam, who has been a blessing, and some of our Filipino community from the Philippines. Of course, my baby cake, Sweetie Pie. Forrest, we love you. Yes, he's been a blessing, and he's going to be our missionary. He's going to be a missionary for Jesus, not our missionary. It's just that he's going to work with us. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I'm building in the boat. Thank you, Stephen. This is Stephen, my great friend, and my son came to visit, Diamond Garcia. God bless you all. Bye-bye.